between Chesapeake, Virginia and Troy, Michigan 1. This quiz is now in session. Question number 1 is a quotation question worth 10 points. Question. I know that Messiah cometh.
Yellow 3. Interruption.
Which is called Christ, and when he is come, he will tell us all things. Quote the verse. Preceding this one, God is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth.
That is incorrect, and this interrupted question will be reread to Chesapeake without interruption. It's a quotation question worth 10 points. Question. I know that Messiah cometh, which is called Christ. When he is come, he will tell us all things. Quote what Jesus said in reply to these words.
Red 3.
I that speak unto thee am he.
That is correct. Question number 2 is worth 10 points. Question. The Holy Ghost was not yet given.
Yellow 2. Interruption.
Was not yet given. Why? Because that Jesus was not yet glorified.
That is correct. Question number 3 is a two-part question worth 10 points. Question. In the law, who commanded that who...
Yellow 3. Interruption.
Who commanded who? According to John chapter 8, verse 5, that Moses in the law commanded us referring to the scribes and Pharisees.
That is incorrect, and this interrupted question will be reread to Chesapeake without interruption. It's a two-part question worth 10 points. Question. In the law, who commanded that who should be stoned?
Red 3.
Moses commanded us that such should be stoned, referring to those that are taken in adultery.
That is correct. Question number 4 is worth 10 points. Question. What was the light of men?
Yellow 2.
The light was the light of men. The life was the light of men.
That is incorrect. Question number 5 is a quotation question worth 10 points. Question. For thou hast had 5
Red 1. Interruption.
For thou hast had 5 husbands, and he whom thou now hast is not thy husband. Quote what the woman of Samaria saith unto him. Sir, I perceive that thou art a prophet.
That is incorrect, and this interrupted question will be reread to Troy without interruption. It's a quotation question worth 10 points. Question. For thou hast had 5 husbands, and he whom thou now hast is not thy husband. In that saidst thou truly. Quote the verse following this one.
Yellow 2.
The woman saith unto him, Sir, I perceive that thou art a prophet.
That is correct. Question number 6 is worth 10 points. Question. Abraham saw what?
Yellow 3.
My day. My referring to Jesus.
That is correct. Question number 7 is a two-part question worth 10 points. Question. Like what? John saw what descent?
Yellow 3. Interruption.
John saw what? Like a dove. John saw the Spirit.
That is incorrect, and this interrupted question will be reread to Chesapeake without interruption. It's a two-part question worth 10 points. Question. Like what? John saw what descending from heaven?
Red 3.
Like a dove, the Spirit.
That is correct. contest, Troy. This contest has been withdrawn. Point of order. Uh-huh. All right. Sure. All right. If we could have as much quiet as possible, it may be due to the shape of this this facility, but I have noticed how very quiet things and even the smallest whisper can be heard. So we want to respect these quizzers by being as quiet as possible. And I, in turn, I've tried to maintain as loud and strong a reading voice as possible. So I will continue to do so. This contest was withdrawn. Question number 8 is worth 10 points. Question: from whom was John sent?
Yellow 2.
God.
That is correct. Question number 9 is a two-part question worth 20 points. Question: verses 24 and 25 of John chapter 3 record that what had not
Red 1. Interruption.
What had not happened? Then what happened? For John was not yet cast into prison. Then there arose a question between some of John's disciples and the Jews about purifying.
That is correct. Question number 10 is a cross-reference two-part question worth 20 points. Question: each of which two verses of John chapter 2 name what city?
Red 1.
Verses 1 and 11, Cana of Galilee.
We have a faulty question here. We're going to have to void and replace. Right, yeah, quiz 29, question 11. Replacement question for question number 10 is also a cross-reference two-part question worth 20 points. Question: what two animals mentioned in verse 15 of
Red 1. Interruption.
Mentioned in verse 15 of John chapter 2 are also mentioned in which other verse of this same chapter? sheep and oxen, verse 14.
That is correct. Question number 11 is a quotation question worth 20 points. Question. A verse of John records both blood and flesh.
Red 1. Interruption.
Blood and flesh. Quote this verse. Which were born not of blood, nor of the will of flesh, nor of the will of man, but of God.
That is correct. Question number 12 is worth 20 points. Question. How must the Son of Man be lifted?
Yellow 1. Interruption.
Must the Son of Man be lifted up? It's found in John chapter 3, verse 14. And as Moses lifted up the serpent in the wilderness.
That is correct. Question number 13 is a two-part question worth 20 points. Question. Under what condition no man can do what?
Red 1. Interruption.
Time.
That is incorrect, and this interrupted question will be reread to Troy without interruption. It's a two-part question worth 20 points. Question. Under what condition no man can do what, according to John chapter 3, verse 2?
Yellow 1.
Except God be with him. No man can do these miracles that thou doest. Thou referring to Jesus.
That is correct. Contest, Chesapeake.
Time.
This contest is denied. Question number 14 is worth 20 points. Question. John chapter 1 verse 7 records that John came.
Red 1. Interruption.
John came. Why? To bear witness of the light that all men through him might believe.
That is correct. Contest, Troy.
Time.
This contest is denied. Question number 15 is a three-part question worth 20 points. Question. In which verse did the woman of Samaria ask?
Yellow 1. Interruption.
Ask what question? Why? John chapter 4 verse 9. How is it that thou, being a Jew, askest to drink of me, which I am a woman of Samaria? For the Jews have no dealings with the Samaritans.
Time.
afraid we have an invalid question in question number 15 that we will have to void and replace. And so our replacement question for question number 15 is a three-part question worth 20 points question. According to which verse of study, what answer of Philip was given?
Red 1. Interruption.
What answer was of Philip was given to what question of Nathanael? Come and see. Can there any good thing come out of Nazareth? John chapter 1, verse 46.
That is correct. Timeout, Troy.
Time.
Time in. Question number 16 is worth 20 points question. The phrase, this is the condemnation.
Yellow 1. Interruption.
This is the condemnation. Refers to what? Is found in John chapter 3, verse 19. The light is come into the world, and men love darkness rather than light because their deeds were evil.
That is correct. Contest, Chesapeake.
Time.
This contest will be granted This contest will be granted, and according to the new rule in the manual for this year, on page 29, if an interrupted question originally ruled correct is contested by the opposing team and the original decision is reversed due to an oversight by the quizmaster and/or judges on the initial ruling, this question will be voided and replaced with a question of the same point value and as close to the original description as possible. So this is the first time we've actually had to implement that, so that's what we will do. We have timeout, Chesapeake. That's correct. All right. Right.
Time.
We have point of order, Troy. Yes? That's right. You are allowed to call a timeout between the voting and replacing a question. Yes. All right. All right. Our replacement for question number 16 is worth 20 points. Question. According to the verse following the one that records the phrase, whom ye know not, to who...
Red, 1.
Interruption.
To whom do these words refer? He it is who coming after me is preferred before me, whose shoes latchet I'm not worthy to unloose.
That is correct. Question number 17 is a cross-reference two-part question worth 20 points. Question. Nathanael asked what question according to John chapter 1 verse 46.
Red 1. Interruption.
And he asked what question in verse 48 of the same chapter? Can there any good thing come out of Nazareth? Whence knowest thou me?
That is correct. Timeout, Chesapeake.
Time.
Time in. Question number 18 is a three-part question worth 20 points. It's a three-part question worth 30 points. Question. As whom, who said, I'm the voice of whom?
Red 1.
As said the prophet Isaiah, I'm the voice of one crying in the wilderness. Make straight the way of the Lord. As said the prophet Isaiah. I referring to John.
That is correct. Travis, that was your 8th correct question. Let's give him a hand. Question number 19 is a cross-reference quotation question worth 30 points. Question. In one verse of study, Jacob is described as our father, and in another verse, Abraham.
Yellow 1. Interruption.
Abraham is described as our father. Quote these verses. Art thou greater than our father Jacob, which gave us the well and drank thereof himself and his children and his cattle? Art thou greater than our father Abraham, which is dead, and the prophets are dead? Whom makest thou thyself?
That is correct. And question number 20. Question number 20 is worth 30 points. Question. According to verses 29, 30, and 31 of John chapter 1, the next day John seeth Jesus
Yellow 1. Interruption.
Coming unto him and saith, What? Behold the Lamb of God which taketh away the sin of the world. This is he of whom I said, After me cometh a man which is preferred before me, he was before me. And I knew him not, but that he should be made manifest to Israel, therefore I might come baptizing with water.
That is correct. And this quiz is closed. You may now relax. Let's give both these teams a hand.
And the winner of that quiz was Chesapeake, Virginia. In second place was Charles with 100 points. And in first place was Travis with 165 points.
And Chesapeake is our undefeated team. The Newark Invitational. And our runners-up, Troy, Michigan. All right. Just a moment. I know we're going to have some awards to pass out to these quizzers and teams, so stick around just a little bit longer. There you go, questions reviewed. Those three didn't
Yeah, they're just not back. Okay.
pretzel. Not brain pretzels, not so much.
Did I get everything back to you? What? Go right ahead. Yeah, every other session is finished. You know where it's normally kept, right? Up in the corner, very corner. There's the back bookshelf. There's the back bookshelf, and there's the bookshelf where they hit, and then there's the side, the top of that. Oh, you turned it around. I turned it around so I could reach down. Oh, it's up in the conference room where we normally store it on the right hand side. You walk in, and all my ankle figurines, right hand. This is an old flat, but it's still.
pictures of that.
I went once. That was it. It was kind of a bummer because of my back. We're getting it fixed, so hopefully.
You bothered him?
Yeah. They got me on a rack now. Literally pulling me apart. It is helping though. No. Because I don't want to do blind. I don't want to mess with water.
She can help pull the tape up, can't she?
Oh, she can ball the tape. Once I get it off.
What are we waiting on?
Russ to come out of the bench. I wanted him to present the trophies. No? If he wants to be on, he can be there. He might be. He is? Hey Kim, we want your hubby to present the trophies. Is he around? Fine. I'll find him. The ties.
Of course.
Get it?
Yeah, so it's yeah, you never even seen the scene until now.
Hey, you want to present the trophies?
I could do whatever you like.
All right. The stats are just right on the screen. You're going to turn this off again. Turn it off. So what do, how do I get them? Throw it back. That was your professional photo for a while, the one I took of you.
It was, yeah.
I just Gaussian blurred the background.
Did you hear what's happening? Okay. Yeah, going down with it. Fair after.
You have to make your way back. No, don't separate. Don't separate. Remember, we weren't doing that. Don't separate.
So I'll call the teams up here, give them the trophy, and they can step up for pictures. Okay.
All right, I know it's been a long day of quizzing. And we've got some team and individual awards we'd like to present and then get you on your way. So we're going to ask that you come up to this side. You make it on up and receive the trophy, and then step up here into the middle of the platform so we can get pictures, all right, for posterity's sake, and those you can show your kids and grandkids decades from now. All right, so we have 3 team awards we'd like to present. And so our third place team, the Newark Invitational for 2014, is Wilmington, Delaware. Let's give it up for Wilmington.
Where's everybody else? Oh, they're coming.
Okay, right up here.
Come on.
Hey, great job. Thank you.
I think they had like 3 different coaches.
Yeah, we all subbed in to help. All right, you two. 3. 1, 2. Smile. Smile. Good.
All right, keep smiling right over here. Okay. Before that, yeah. All right, our second place team getting their money's worth, quizzing a total of 7 times this weekend. All the way from Michigan, Troy, Michigan, team number 1.
Congrats, guys.
Congratulations. I know this is your first time.
Yeah.
You'll have to follow the instruction plan. How to stand appropriately.
All right, let's give it up for Troy, Michigan 1, our second place team. And our undefeated team, a perfect 5-0, Chesapeake, Virginia. Champions.
Thank you, sir.
All right, keep smiling.
All right, here it is, Chesapeake, Virginia. We're looking forward to them hosting the Eastern BQE in just a few weeks. All right, we've got 5 members of our all-tournament team, and to qualify for the all-tournament team, you have to have won at least 2 quizzes. And so in 5th place on the all-tournament team with an average of 47.5 points per quiz from Fuquay, North Carolina, Ethan Ogden. Are they still here? All right, I know they had a long drive. We'll be sure that Ethan gets that trophy. With an average of 48 points per quiz from Wilmington, Delaware, Melissa Lewis. Melissa.
Thank you so much.
Get the other sandwich here. In 3rd place with an average of 62 points per quiz, also from Wilmington, Delaware, Michael Seth.
Can't get away.
Come on.
That's your sister.
That's both
Thank you. Thank you. Right up there. You could stand on her right. Melissa's right. We'll line everybody up.